This is a T flip-flop. It is one of the basic ingredients of any redstone contraption. It could be a real pain if you don't know quite how to use it. So I have provided a video with a helpful list of 3 common T flip-flops that you will want to use in all sorts of different redstone contraptions. It's a really good all-rounder, these handy little circuits. So I will be going through 3 of these common designs in this video. First, what actually is a T flip-flop? You may be wondering that. In fact, that may be the reason you have clicked on this video. And what I'm going to answer to that is it's a pulse turny on offy thing. There you go. It's a pulse turny on offy thing. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. So basically, when you get a short pulse, it will turn this output, which is in this case the redstone lamp, it will turn it either on or off from one pulse that you will receive. You see here, you press the button, turns it on, and I press the button again, it turns it off. So it doesn't have to be a button, this can be anything. It can be a pressure plate, it can be a tripwire hook, any other type of activation device, anything you want really. But what matters is it's a short pulse that doesn't keep going, but then it will turn on the output and then turn it off again when you press the button again. So basically turning a button into a lever. Okay, so the first design that we're going to today is probably the most common species of T flip-flop, where you have a monostable here, and then which spits out the block, which powers this, which powers the redstone lamp. This is just to show whether it's on or off. So how this works, I'll go into detail. So that press the button, it powers the redstone, as you can see there, which powers this block, which then powers the piston, which moves up, so no longer allowing the redstone to power the repeater, so it only does that for 1 tick. Actually, no, it only does it for 0 ticks, not 1 tick. Ignore that. Just ignore it. Leave it alone. Yep. And so when 0 tick, not 1 tick, 0 tick goes through to a piston, it will proceed to spit out its block, and in this case, it will power the redstone dust underneath because it's a redstone block. So then it will turn our T-flop on and off. Okay, and moving on to the next design, which is one of the more high-tech ones, sort of what some people would call modern redstone, using the observer to detect block updates, which automatically does 0 tick output, so then it powers the redstone. So this is more simple than the other one, sort of. So you have this, powers the piston, which moves the observer, which then, because the observer is moving, detects a block update, because it's a new block due to the piston. It's a bit sort of complex redstone. So the piston has moved the observer, so the observer detects that. It sends a 0 tick pulse to this piston, because as soon as it moved there, it gets the thing. If you see carefully, you will see that red dot out of the back of the observer. That's the signal that it's sending to this piston. So this piston then moves the redstone block over to this. It's the same as this one. Actually, with these end bit, with the piston spitting out the blocks, you can also replace it with a block up there, and then redstone torch with redstone on top, and have this a normal block if you think that's too resource intensive, if you're making like big lots of T flip-flops and stuff like that. The handy thing about this T flip-flop is that it doesn't have to be aligned this way. You can have it any way. So you can have it so this piston could be facing up, and as long as that piston could be like facing down, as long as the observer is next to the piston when it extends, and the output is next to your power source, whether it's a redstone block or redstone torch, it doesn't matter. It will have to be next to your output, so the redstone block, redstone torch, whatever. So this is I think it's quicker than the original one we had here. Yeah. So this one is a 1 tick pulse because there's just that movement of those pistons. Whereas this is 2 ticks with... Actually, no, they're both 2 ticks. I don't know what's going wrong with me today. So these are both 2 ticks, so they're actually the same speed, and they both use that function of piston spitting out blocks. Whereas this one is much longer, I guess you could say, and requires that third block of space, which can be quite annoying when you're making a compact redstone contraption. You would definitely go for this design. Moving on to our final one, which is different to the others. It's probably same level of complexity as the others. It's such a small little circuit. It's rather nice. So as you can see, we have a button, does those droppers, and then there's now a piece of, and this can be any item. I've just chosen to do sandstone, but make sure there is only one item in this little array. And I've used the repeater there because the comparator signal is not strong enough to get all the way to wherever your chosen location is. So this repeat restores it to its full strength, but it does lose that tick. This is why this is not the fastest of your things. But if your output is just here, say, and you can have the redstone up there, then you do not need that extra tick of delay, and it can be almost instantaneous. So what happens with these droppers, so you see the redstone powers this dropper, so at any moment the thing, where it's turned on or off, we'll have the sandstone in here if it's off, or we'll have the sandstone in here if it is on. So press the button, this powers, so it sends this into this dropper, which then is again powered due to the redstone still being on due to a block update, and then it sends it into this one. So now that is in the off stages. There is no longer a sandstone in this dropper, and the comparator is not getting an output, which then, once you press the button again, powers this dropper, goes into the hopper, which then is pushed down into this dropper, switching it back on. So that is all 3 designs. Some of them, there are definitely more designs than this in the redstone world. Probably not. I might do another video on other T flip-flops that I've found or found out, but these are the most well-known, I guess you could say well-known ones that are T flip-flops. So there's a number of benefits and disadvantages to all of these. So up to it is actually a matter of opinion which one you use. I tend to use this one when I'm playing in Java mostly, but there is one big disadvantage to these two, is that they do not work in other versions of Minecraft, so like Bedrock or others, because in Bedrock the piston does not spit out its block when it's given a 0 tick pulse. This is why I prefer to use this one. This design is a nice compact thing, and which doesn't require any pistons. So this is the one you want to use if you're going to do Bedrock. So there we are. That is all 3 of the designs of T flip-flop that I've showcased today. There is definitely more. You can probably find some video out there which has every single T flip-flop known to the entire known observable universe, but that's not what I was doing today. I was giving you the most simple, the go-to T flip-flops that you need if you're just looking for a quick, easy way to turn a signal on and off. That's been Oogly Boogly. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure, if you're ever needing another way to do things, remember, this channel will have lots of different redstone videos coming out weekly, and I'm always there to reply to those comments, redstone questions alike. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.